Good day everyone, my name is Allan, and welcome to our YouTube channel. Today I'll be presenting an analysis by Edgar Allan's short story, The Cask of Amontillado, using the psychoanalysis. But before we begin our psychoanalytic criticism, let us define what is psychoanalytic criticism. So it is a way of studying history through the lens of psychology. So it tries to uncover the desires, fears, and real conflicts of the characters. So it often explores the conscious mind, a part of our thoughts that we don't usually notice, but still it affects our behavior. So this theory came from Sigmund Freud, an Austrian doctor and the father of psychoanalysis. So Freud believed that there is a three parts. People have three parts in their mind: the id, which forms lighter and has no rules; the superego, which is like a conscience and follows rules; and the ego, which tries to balance the two. So Freud also believes that people always hide painful memories or emotions hidden there unconscious, and those that shows up in their dreams, slips out of the tongue, or even in the picture. So yes, before we begin our analysis, let us first have a summary of the Cask of Amontillado. Now, the Cask of Amontillado is a short story by Edgar Allan Poe, and it is told from the point of view of Montresor, a man who is deeply angry at another man named Fortunato. So, yes, Montresor believes that Fortunato has insulted him many times. So, during a carnival, he tricks Fortunato into following him into the catacombs by pretending he has a rare wine called Amontillado. So when they are deep underground, Montresor chains Fortunato to a wall and buries him alive behind the bricks. So the story ends with Montresor saying that no one has disturbed the tomb for just 50 years. So now let us have our guide analysis. So yes, we will analyze now using 5 guided questions through psychoanalytic lens. So number 1 guide question was, what drives Montessori to drive for revenge? So Montessori's revenge seems rather extreme. You can ask, is his anger truly about the insult, or is it about something deeper? From a psychoanalytic point of view, Montessori may be acting out of repressed rage or trauma, maybe using Fortunato as a symbol of others who hurt him in the past. So his hatred might not be just for Fortunato, but also for the other powerful people. And in this case, Fortunato becomes a projection, a way of Montessori to relieve his inner pain. So, as one of the analysis from wondertohelp.com, Montessori's angry is not fully explained, which means that he may be unconscious of his true motives. So, he says Fortunato gave him 1,000 injuries, but never gives proof. This shows how the unconscious mind can exaggerate or twist events. So number 2, what do the catacombs represent psychologically? So the catacombs may represent in the story are dark, cold, and underground. So in psychoanalysis, going underground often represents entering the unconscious mind, as Montessori leads Fortunato deeper into the catacombs. So it's like a journey to his own dark mind. He is facing his hidden desires, like the desire to kill, to have control, and to punish. So the catacomb also contains bones and death, which may symbolize Montessori's repressed thoughts and his connection to mortality and guilt. Yes, so the number 3 guide question is, what is the role of guilt in Montessori's mind? So yes, in Montresor claims that he feels no guilt, but his storytelling says otherwise, yes, because he tells the story 50 years later. So why? Maybe he is still haunted by it. From a psychoanalytic view, Montresor might be suffering from a repressed guilt. He buries Fortunato alive, but also buries the memories. Yet he can forget it. He says, in peace Requiescat, or Requiescat means rest in peace, but it sounds rather forced. So it is possible that his superego, the moral father mind, is trying to make peace with a terrible act. Also, some critics say that the fact that Montresor tells the story at all shows a need for confession. So this again points to inner conflict between his id, which wanted revenge, and his superego, which feels guilt. And another fourth guide question: what does Fortunato represent in Montresor's psyche? So, yes, Fortunato is rich, respected, and confident. He maybe Montresor envies him or sees him as everything he is not. So, psychoanalysis suggests that people sometimes destroy what they cannot have, or so. So, Montresor may be projecting his insecurities onto Fortunato. So, in this sense, Fortunato represents the ego ideal, the perfect person Montresor wishes to be, but hates because he cannot become that person. So by killing Fortunato, Montresor is not just taking revenge, he is destroying the part of himself, which is called self-division in Freudian theory. So the number 5 question, guide question, is Montresor mentally stable? So yes, this is a question. From a psychoanalytic view, Montresor shows signs of paranoia and narcissism. So he believes Fortunato insulted him but gives no evidence. So this may be a delusion. So he also carefully plans the murder without feeling emotion. So this suggests the lack of empathy, possibly linked to the psychopathy, which Freud and later psychoanalysts associate with the damage of superego. So, yes, damage of superego is a person who lacks a sense of guilt. So, according to a related essay on Montessori.com, Montresor may be emotionally detached, and his revenge could be an act of overcompensation for his feelings of powerlessness. So maybe that's it. In conclusion, from psychoanalytic view, the case of Amontillado is not just a horror story about revenge. So it is a study of the human mind, especially the unconscious desires, the fears, and the inner conflicts that drive the people to do evil. So Montessori is a character filled with hidden emotions, guilt, jealousy, and pain and anger, and he tries to bury this emotion just like how he buries Fortunato. But as Freud believed, repressed feelings always return, so in dreams, in actions, or in stories. So by analyzing this Montresor's mind, we see that revenge is not just about justice. It can be a way to express deeper psychological pain, I guess. So, lastly, in conclusion, psychoanalytic criticism helps us see the deeper meaning behind the cast of Amontillado. With Freud's theory, we can understand Montresor is not just a murderer, but as a person struggling with his own unconscious mind. So that's all. Thank you very much.